We look out at the ocean and we see an endless blue. We see a mirror reflecting the sky, a vast, powerful force that makes up over 70% of our planet. But what if I told you that this familiar blue surface is a massive, carefully constructed illusion? What if the real ocean, the one that truly defines our world, is a place of profound mystery, a world of darkness, pressure, and life forms so strange they would make an alien blush? For all of our space exploration, for all our satellites orbiting distant planets, we've only ever truly scratched the surface of our own backyard. We've explored more of Mars than we have the deep ocean. Think about that for a second. We're about to dive deep into the most incredible and mind-bending facts about the ocean, revealing secrets and uncovering truths that will change the way you see the blue planet forever. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew. Most of us think of the ocean as just big, but let's put that into perspective. A common myth is that because the Earth is 70% water, the oceans are this massive, boundless reservoir. In reality, all of Earth's water, from the oceans to the clouds to the ice caps, would fit into a single sphere just 860 miles in diameter. That's a sphere that's smaller than the state of Alaska. The truth is, while the ocean covers a vast area, its average depth is about 12,100 feet. But that doesn't even begin to tell the whole story. The deepest known point, a place called the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, plunges a staggering 36,070 feet down. To put that in an American context, that's deeper than Mount Everest is tall, with over a mile to spare. The pressure down there is crushing, over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure you feel on land. It's a place that, despite its terrifying nature, is home to a unique and resilient ecosystem. We're talking about creatures that have evolved to survive in conditions we can barely comprehend, making a single cup of water from the deep ocean a teeming universe of its own. It's this immense, barely explored volume that holds some of our planet's greatest secrets. So if we've only explored less than 5% of this vast realm, what else is out there just waiting to be discovered? You've heard of the Appalachian Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, and the Grand Canyon. But what if I told you the world's longest and most extensive mountain range isn't on land at all? It's the Mid-Ocean Ridge, a colossal interconnected system of underwater mountains that stretches for over 40,000 miles around the globe. This isn't a single continuous chain, but a network of volcanic activity and tectonic plate boundaries, a place where new seafloor is constantly being created. This mountain range, for all its immense scale, is also home to something even more bizarre: underwater rivers and waterfalls. Wait, rivers under the sea? Yep. In some parts of the ocean, a phenomenon called a brine pool occurs. These are dense, super salty pockets of water that sink to the seafloor, forming distinct flowing currents that look and act just like rivers. Think of it as a lake on the ocean floor, complete with shores and its own set of deadly conditions for marine life that dare to cross the line. The reality of these underwater geographical features shatters our terrestrial-centric view of what a landscape should look like. It makes you wonder how much more of the planet's topography is hidden beneath the waves, shaping currents and ecosystems in ways we're only just beginning to understand. Take a deep breath. Feels good, right? A common belief is that the oxygen we breathe comes primarily from the world's forests, the lungs of the planet. While forests are crucial, this is a significant oversimplification. The reality is far more surprising. More than half, some studies say as much as 85%, of the oxygen in our atmosphere is produced by marine organisms. We're talking about phytoplankton, microscopic single-celled plants that float in the upper layers of the ocean. These tiny powerhouses photosynthesize, converting sunlight and carbon dioxide into oxygen, just like trees. A single liter of ocean water can contain thousands of these organisms, and collectively, they are the true architects of our breathable air. This fact completely reframes our relationship with the ocean. It's not just a habitat for fish, it's the very engine of our existence. Without these tiny organisms, the air we breathe would be very different. A sobering thought considering the threats of climate change and pollution. It's an invisible lifeline that connects every living being on the planet to the vast open sea. Speaking of tiny organisms, what do you think is the most abundant organism on the entire planet? A common guess might be a type of insect, or maybe a specific type of plant. The truth, however, is that it's a creature so small you can't see it with the naked eye. The answer is the SAR-11 bacteria. These microscopic jelly bean-shaped organisms are a type of marine bacterioplankton. They are so numerous that a single drop of seawater can contain hundreds of thousands of them, and their collective population is estimated to be around 2.4 as 10 to 28 individuals. That's 24 with 27 zeros after it. Their sheer volume means they play a colossal, yet often invisible role in the ocean's ecosystem, helping to regulate the global carbon cycle and decompose organic matter. Their discovery in the 1990s fundamentally changed how we view the ocean's microbial world. It's a profound realization. The most populous living thing on our planet isn't a mammal, not an insect, but a simple, ancient organism that has been quietly running the ocean's machinery for billions of years. It's a powerful reminder that scale is relative and that the most influential forces are often the smallest ones. When people hear about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, they often picture a giant floating island of trash, maybe something you could walk on, like a plastic continent in the middle of the ocean. This popular image is a major misconception. The reality is far more insidious and much harder to clean up. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch isn't a solid island. It's a vast gyre of marine debris, mostly microplastics, that stretches over 617,000 square miles. That's more than twice the size of Texas. The majority of the trash isn't floating bottles or bags, but tiny, confetti-like fragments of plastic that have broken down over time, suspended just below the surface. This makes it virtually invisible from satellites and aircraft, and almost impossible to scoop up with a net, without also removing crucial marine life like plankton. The tragic irony is that while these plastics are a result of human carelessness, they are also a consequence of the ocean's own powerful currents, which trap debris in these massive, swirling vortexes. It's a stark reminder that pollution doesn't just disappear, it gets broken down and integrated into the very fabric of our environment, becoming a silent poison that affects everything from the smallest plankton to the largest whales. Think about all the shipwrecks and lost cities from history and movies. A popular myth is that most of these treasures and historical artifacts have been found and are now sitting in museums. The surprising truth is that there are more historical artifacts under the sea than in all the museums in the world combined. From ancient Roman galleons to World War II battleships, the ocean floor is a vast, largely unexplored museum, a repository of human history frozen in time. The cold, dark, and low-oxygen environments of the deep sea act as natural preservation chambers, protecting everything from delicate wooden artifacts to priceless treasures. For example, the waters off the Florida Keys alone are believed to contain over 1,000 shipwrecks. This isn't just about sunken treasure. It's about piecing together the story of human exploration, trade, and conflict. Each shipwreck, each lost city, is a time capsule waiting to be discovered, offering a window into a past that we've only ever read about in books. It begs the question, how many stories are still waiting to be told hidden beneath the surface of the silent sea? You've heard of the twilight zone, the part of the ocean where light begins to fade. But have you ever heard of the Hadal zone? This is the deepest, most extreme part of the ocean, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. The myth here is that nothing could possibly survive in such an extreme environment of crushing pressure and complete darkness. The reality, however, is a world teeming with life. In the Hadal zone's trenches and canyons, scientists have found creatures that are nothing short of extraordinary. We're talking about the Mariana snailfish, a gelatinous, almost ghost-like creature that is the deepest dwelling fish ever recorded. And then there are the xenophyophores, massive single-celled organisms that look like giant amoebas and are some of the largest protists in the world. These creatures don't just survive. They thrive in a world that would instantly crush a human. They've evolved unique biological adaptations, like specialized proteins and extremely high fluid pressure within their bodies, to withstand the immense forces. This is undeniable proof that life in all its resilience can find a way to exist in the most inhospitable corners of our planet. It challenges our very definition of what it means to be alive and makes us question what other forms of life are yet to be discovered in the darkness below. We tend to think of the ocean as a quiet, peaceful place, punctuated only by the sound of waves crashing on the shore. This is a complete myth. In reality, the ocean is an incredibly noisy place, filled with a complex symphony of sounds. There are the clicks and songs of whales and dolphins, the crackling of snapping shrimp that can be louder than a firecracker, and even the low-frequency hum of tectonic plates shifting. But there's one sound that truly defies belief: the biotsunami. This isn't a sound wave that travels across the surface, but a massive, synchronized vertical migration of marine life. Every night, in a phenomenon known as the Hadal vertical migration, billions of sea creatures, from tiny zooplankton to larger fish, ascend from the deep, dark ocean to feed in the nutrient-rich surface waters. As they travel, they create a colossal moving wave of biomass so dense that it can be detected by sonar. This is the largest animal migration on Earth, happening every single night, and yet it remains largely invisible to us. This silent, nocturnal dance of life is a powerful illustration of the ocean's dynamic and complex nature, a reminder that much of what makes the planet tick happens away from human eyes. Now that you've journeyed into the hidden world beneath the waves, what fact left you absolutely floored? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the most amazing corners of our world, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss our next deep dive into the unexpected. So there you have it. The ocean isn't just a big blue expanse. It's a world within a world, a place of immense pressure, colossal mountains, and an ancient, invisible life force. From the tiny phytoplankton that give us air to the vast, plastic-filled gyres that haunt its surface, the ocean is a character in its own right, a complex and mysterious entity that has been shaping our planet for millennia. It's a museum of history, a concert hall of sound, and the source of our very breath. The next time you see the ocean, don't just see the surface. Remember the incredible, mind-bending world that lies just beneath it.